Hello, welcome to Property Flip with Jill DeWit. I am Jill DeWitt, co-founder of Land Academy, coming to you live from sunny Southern California. Yes, that should sound familiar. That's how I say it on our podcast every day. Happy you can be here. I'm here every week at the same time, every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Pacific time, here to show you, the female investor primarily, how to build and grow your business. Today, I'm talking about just big picture stuff. This land is actually kind of easy, and I'm going to show you why. And many people are doing it wrong. This has been our business model for years. I've been doing this for well over 10 years, and my partner for 20 something years. What's the secret? You buy it right, you make it look pretty, you resell it for more on the internet, sight unseen. And I know this may sound a little nuts. It may sound like, oh, there's got to be a lot to it. And sure, that there are steps that you need to take and ways to do it right and ways to do it wrong. And that's why I'm here. And I'm going to show you. So today, what we're going to talk about is why land investment is easy. I'm going to talk about how everyone is doing it wrong. And you may find yourself in some of these examples, and I can help you. I'm going to talk about the right way to buy land so it sells fast. And then I'm going to show you just a few of some of my results so you can kind of see, all right, Jill, this all sounds great, but I want some numbers. So I have some stuff I'll show you from my personal business spreadsheets. So why am I here? Like I said, I've been a private investor now for well over 10 years. My partner, Stephen Jack Butala, has been doing this for over 25 years. And in 2015, because of a huge, overwhelming request, we created Land Academy to teach our model and to share how we do this with the planet, basically. And then also create business partners for ourselves. Yep, it's worked out great. So now I'm here. Oh, we're good? Okay, thank you. Okay. So, why land investment is easy? Well, number one, like I said, it's very easy to afford. You can buy a very nice property for a couple $1,000s. In the past, we've done it for hundreds of dollars, and I know people that still start out that way if that's all you have. Number two, the second thing is land is very easy to manage. Unlike other property types, there are no surprises. I don't have to worry about a leaky roof or in the middle of a remodel, something going wrong, or I find a huge crack in the foundation or, some other unplanned issue that always seems to pop up with other property types. Also, land is very easy to sell. I love the fact, like I mentioned before in the beginning, we buy and resell land all over the country, sight unseen. Now, not totally sight unseen, I send a photographer out, but sight unseen by me. And by the way, when I buy it, I haven't seen it yet. Usually I'm taking photos when I'm getting ready to sell the property and getting drone shots and making it beautiful. When I buy it, I just do my own due diligence, look at my own maps, and it's wonderful. So also, I don't need to show properties, the people, the buyers, the property. I can just send them an address or a GPS coordinate. They can pop it right in their cell phones. If you didn't know this, you could do this. put the GPS coordinates right in your Google Maps, and it'll take you right to the property. And then I just wait for them to check it out and call me to buy. Often too, because our maps and our tools and our resources are so phenomenal nowadays, many of my buyers buy property sight unseen. They don't even have to go out and visit the property themselves. Now, how is everyone doing it wrong? Okay, it's really about how they're finding deals. And it's interesting. I was just reading a bunch of Facebook posts today in a female group that I was in, and there's a lot of people that are having trouble. They're saying, "I can't find deals. I can't find deals." And it is not hard for me. I'm reviewing multiple deals a day and picking the best ones. So here's what people are doing wrong and how I can save you. So number one, driving for dollars. I know people are still out there trying to get in their car and drive for dollars, and I'm actually kind of confused how you could even do that during COVID times. I don't know. I'm wondering, are people even going to answer the door? But it's just such a time waster. Think about how many places you can drive in one day and try to connect with sellers of properties that you want to buy, and then hope they answer the door. That's the second obstacle. And then third obstacle is, are they even ready to sell? So it's just not the best way to use your time. Number 2, I just got this came in the mail to me, yesterday. "Sell your land for cash." These neutral postcards or letters. Of course, everybody wants to sell. You get these, I don't wanna be bombarded with somebody that wants to, you know, that says, "I wanna buy your property," because what's gonna happen is every single person is gonna call back, and they're gonna want top dollar and retail, and then I'm stuck trying to negotiate and figure it out, and get them down to my price. It's just not a good use of your time. Third thing is scouring the MLS or probate lists. So many people wake up every day looking, first of all, in the MLS. Number 1, that's not a good way for me to buy property because that means somebody else got there first, by the way. I wanna be working with the seller, not an agent. And then number 2, these probate lists or other things like that is unfortunately riddled with problem properties, and I don't wanna undo the mess. And then the fourth way that I still hear people doing it, it pains me to think how hard this is and not fun, but cold calling. So not only are there legal issues that go along with cold calling, I don't wanna be subject to that. I don't wanna go, sit and call and say, "Do you wanna sell?" 8 hours a day. Not the best use of your time. So here, what is the right way, Jill? All right, we talked about land's easy, everybody's doing it wrong. Well, what's the right way? What do you guys do? All right. So here's the gist of it. And throughout these next weeks, I'm here every Tuesday at this time. I'm going to talk more and more and more and dissect all of these so you can understand and do this for yourself. So the right way to buy land so it sells fast is first spend some time, research, and select a hot area. There's so much more data now than when I started this 10 years ago. It's phenomenal. And we're hearing it. You have an idea of where people are leaving. We all know the cities that people are leaving from, and you can not hard to figure out where they're going. So once you figure this out, got a good data, the numbers make sense, or you select that hot area, the good city, you need to get your hands on great data. I personally use a combination of the top 3. I use CoreLogic, which is RealQuips Pro. I use Black Knight Financial Services data, and then I also use DataTree, which is First American Title. They are the best. They aggregate it themselves. They're getting it directly from the county, and in some situations where the counties are that far along, that it's virtually a live feed. So I want you to get your hands on great data, and what you're getting is ownership data. You picked an area, you know where you wanna buy property, you're getting your hands on the names, addresses, uh, all the details on the property, legal descriptions. It's 300 lines long of data that I work with every day of these owners that own the properties that you want to buy. You're gonna scrub them down, like, take out the city of Cincinnati or whatever it is, you don't wanna buy from them. Scrub it down to the group that you want. You're gonna spend some time on this. You picked your county, you know your area, and you're gonna price your offers and send them real offers in the mail. And again, that's gonna be coming up in the next couple weeks. I'll talk to you about my offers. I'll show you my offers. We can talk about scrubbing. We can talk about data. I'd love for you to give me some feedback. So as you're watching right now, please put notes in the comment if one of these areas is a pain point for you or, where you really, wanna learn more about it, and I will make sure that we cover that topic. So, you sit back so here's what we do, we picked the area, got the data, we sent out offers, and it's a two-page offer, by the way, that we do. The first page that I do is a cover letter. The second page is a real purchase agreement with a dollar amount and the details on the property for the seller to sign it and then either email it back to me, scan it back. Sometimes they mail it back, whatever it is, they get it back to me, and then we go from there. So I sit back, that describes my next topic. I sit back and I wait for them to contact me. So what I'm doing with these direct mail and these real offers, I'm warming them up to my purchase price. They're staring at it, they like it, they're motivated, they're coming back to me every day. Now, do I do this by the thousands? Heck yeah. Do you know what? One good deal takes care of the whole mailer. So just think about that. So I sit back, I wait for these motivated sellers to call me, say, Jill, I need the money. What's the next steps? Kind of thing. Then I act fast and I pay cash. This is another very important part. They are reaching out for convenience and because I follow through, do what I say I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm nice, that helps. But all those things, I want you to act fast, buy the property for cash. You wanna control the asset. So as I put a note in here, don't assign the contract or option the property. Then you don't have control of the property. Too many things can go wrong. If you love this deal like I do, I send offers out priced pretty much 20-25% of current retail value today. They do sign these and send them back. I know these numbers may sound crazy, but it's real, especially in land. And then I buy them. And I know right now if I'm buying something at 25% what it's worth today, am I gonna win on that one? Yeah. So and my goal, by the way, is to mark it up for double and just sell it quickly. Because then the person who's buying it from me, they're still getting a great deal. That's the whole point. If you run out of money, call me for funding, by the way. No good deal should ever go to waste. We talk about this often in our community, in the Land Academy community. And you don't even have to be in the Land Academy community. If you're watching this right now and you're doing this on your own or a member of somebody else's group and everything's going great, like often happens with me, and you run out of acquisition funds, and you've got a smoking deal, I don't want you to option it, don't want you to worry about it, do the contract thing, lock it in, call me, I'll fund it for you. And then again, we buy it, I control the asset, so how am I selling it so fast? Well, you know what? Now I get great photos, I might pay for a drone video, I write an awesome description, I post it all over the planet, all over my website, all the land selling sites, all over social media, and I resell it for double. Again, it's worth more, but my goal is to just move it fast. That's the point here. And you could see, but I lifted this little screen share here a little of some of my results. You can double and triple your profit in land very easily, and often that I do, but I'm trying to bring it down to, let's be realistic. If you just double your money and get out, still no one will believe you with your numbers. It's just insane what the deals that we do. And by the way, if the numbers don't work, if I send out an offer and I'm buying a property for $5,000 because it's worth $20,000, and the seller calls back and says, "No, I don't like your $5,000 offer. I'll give it to you for $18,000." I'm not doing the deal. I walk away. So that's the beauty of this too. You pick the great ones and you move on. And how do you pick the great ones and how do you have a lot of good ones to pick from? You send a lot of mail. And you gotta have cheap mail and, cheap data, and I have both. So and I can help you with that too. So some of the numbers you could see, I don't know if you can see, it's, kinda small, like, I'm buying for 5,000, that one's kinda crazy. Selling for 47, that really does happen. These so even, buy for 2,000, sell for 20, buy for a lot. I have 2 right now that I'm selling. Both of them, I'm all in. I have 2 properties. Uh, I'm all in for $25,000 on the 2, and they're selling for $60,000 each, and my phone's blowing up right now, literally blowing up. It's really great. So let's talk, about what questions you have. I wanna hear, what do you wanna know? What are you working on? How can I help you? Let me get to the comments here. Please put them in the comment section. Here we go. Yay. Thank you, Ellen. I'm happy you were here. All right, my team's working out, getting everything here. Hey, thank you, AJ Holbrook. AJ says worked so well that we sent a 3,000 unit mailer. Oh no. Oh my gosh, and every letter had the wrong owner's name. Still got deals out of the mess. Okay, here's how this happens. Dear AJ, thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad you got a deal. There you go. So it can happen, especially at the level and the volume of the mailers that we're doing. We will commonly download and be scrubbing 10,000 units at a time. And it can happen where you move your columns around and one column's a little off, like Dear Andrew. Well, and that was the owner's name column. So the sounds like the right offer went out to the right property, to the right seller's address, but oops, we had the wrong name on it. So what? So so AJ fixed it. AJ said, I still talk to him. And that's a lot of, just being you. And I share more about this too, is being you and being a real person and answering the phone and letting your sellers know, hey, I'm an investor. This is my business. I'm not a broker. I'm not an agent. Whatever deal you and I cut, that's the deal that's gonna happen, kind of thing. And I laugh about those things. I think that's really funny when that happens. So thank you for sharing that. Um, so good. Picking a hot area, that's cute. Oh, picking a hot area that, my 3 sites that isn't saturated. You know, I'm not there are some areas that I know. Let me back up. When we launched Land Academy, we used a couple areas in our program as references for people to, look at our numbers, look at our spreadsheets, look at deals that we have done in the past, and I know a lot of people hyper focus on those areas. But one of the things about Land Academy, we teach you how to pick an area, not just my areas. We teach you what we look for, what are triggers that this might work, in different parts of the country. And I love when I hear from you about areas that I've never heard about, counties I've never done this. I know, uh, you know, you Land Academy guys know what you're doing. So, and then even now and then, I had this recently. I was, mailing an area of the country where I obviously shared it a little too much, because next thing I know, I'm hearing people doing deals in my backyard. So, I don't care. It's totally fine, but it's funny because sometimes we warm up sellers for each other. I've had someone say, "You know what? You're the 3rd offer I've got or the 2nd offer I've got," or something like that, and I like you, Jill. Um, you know what you're doing. I like your price. You're gonna cash me out fast. Let's do it. So sometimes it works out just fine. So yes, Rosemary, I am happy to repeat those for you. One second. There we go. Um, Rosemary Capo asked, "Can you repeat those 3 sites, please?" Yes. The 3 best places to get ownership data. One is CoreLogic, and it's RealQuest Pro. 2 is Black Knight Financial Services. I use Title Pro, but they have a lot of different versions of this. I like Title Pro 24/7 is what it is, which is the title agent version of Agent Pro 24/7 because I need way more than just what an agent uses. And then the third is Data Tree, which is First American Title's data source. And I use them all for there's different nuances on the way that I see the data and what uses they are for. Like houses, if I'm doing houses and info lots, data tree seems to work better for that property type. For the majority of what I do, rural vacant land, RealQuest Pro is CoreLogix is our number one. That's awesome. Montana, I would love it. I'll buy some property from you in Montana. Whoever talked about doing mailers in Montana, and this works everywhere, by the way. Let's see here. Thank you for your notes. Uh, Hello, Land Academy rocks. All right, I'm looking for more questions. I'm waiting for my items to refresh. So bear with me. Happy you are here. Hope everybody's having a good week. Heading into Christmas. I'm so excited. By the way, I'm getting ready to have some guests coming up. Oh, here we go. Thank you. I think there's a new one coming. Thought Montana was a do not mail state. Is that the question? There are a few. I have to go back and look and see, but how do I say this? There are some states that have different restrictions as far as data access and mailing rules. I always want you to research that. There I have known people that have found workarounds to that. So maybe you can't mail somebody in that state, even though their property's in that state. I would, again, though, just do your homework. And let me just say this. We've been doing this for how many years now? And I have a couple hundred or so Land Academy members, you know, technically right here with me doing it too. There are 3,144 in some areas. I mean, there's so much property. I've done LA County mailers, and we were looking for very specific property. It was multi-unit properties we were doing a while back, and when we were getting into it, we had a certain buyer that we were working with. Right now, they're so busy that they said, "Back off, I'm good for a little bit," with deals, but there's so much available. I could spend my whole life in this county, and this could be my career. I could be the pro. I could, so dream it up. Don't you don't have to get your head against the wall, uh, stuck on one area. I had an advanced call with my Land Academy ladies group today, and we were talking about Texas. And one of the things is, like some of these states, it's a little bit different to get your hands on some of the information, a little bit harder to find some of these properties. So if you crack it, you won't have much competition. So that's a positive thing too, by the way. Any advice? Hello, AJ. Thank you for asking. Any advice on how to negotiate down when your offer is high? This happens even still for us. And it's funny because it's easy to add money. When you offer, $2,000 and maybe you came in a little too hot. Say my example a minute ago, it's worth $20,000. I offered 2. The guy says, "Make it 5." You know what? I can make it 5. I see the value there. I came in a little hot. I'm good with that because I know I'm gonna sell it for 10 or 12 really fast and everybody's gonna win. Done. But what if I offered 20,000 and it's worth 25? Shucks. And I gotta go the other direction now. So, usually what I do is find something on the property that explains I need to tell the story to the seller what's going on. And maybe the access isn't what I thought it was, which these are all true things. I thought it was here, it's not that great. I really did price it too high. The supporting figures, you know, the properties selling in the area aren't selling for that much, so I can't do it at this price. I mean, you just need to kind of be honest, kinda build a case, maybe make a video. Most of these sellers, by the way, have it's been years since they've seen the property. A lot of them have not been out there, and some of them have never seen the property. I deal with people all the time that inherited property, and they didn't even know dad had it. So, is there a Rachel wrote, "Hi, Jill. Is there a resource you guys use to determine, non-solicitation stage other than a general Google search?" Yeah, just what you're doing. Good. Don't think it's not that complicated. Don't just figure you'll look it up, see, find out, move on. Hello, Frank. Majaris on YouTube. How can I compete with the people sending tens of thousands of letters a month? Oh my gosh, Frank, that's easy. I'm not sitting here pushing the button on the United States of America, I promise you. Even at my level, I am sitting down. When I say me, I mean my partner and I. When I mean my partner and I, a lot of it's Steven. We both sit down together and kinda pick areas kinda based on what he's got going on and things he's working on, and then things that I'm working on. So and we are researching areas together, and then even within a county, I'm picking a certain property size for a reason, so don't worry. Again, what is it? I can't remember how many. Somebody's gonna pop it in here for me. I know you guys will. How many properties there are in the universe here in the United States, and it's staggering. But just think about, over 3,100 counties and parishes and all of the properties in there. What if I'm killing it on the 5-acre properties, you're killing it on the 20-acre properties? We're gonna be just fine. Hello, Jacqueline Trevino. I have a county that does not have the contour on their GIS site. I've heard of different ways to overlay contour. What are some of the tools that you use? Love it. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna do some mapping. I'm gonna do a mapping show. I'll remember this. But I use Neighborscoop. And just like you, who asked that? Jacqueline. Just like you, Jacqueline, I struggled, especially years ago, trying to find some of these properties. For th for those of you that are new, most rural vacant land doesn't have a street address. You will have, maybe it's a subdivision, a lot, a block, a unit. It might be, range township, you know, in the legal description, you'll see and know what I'm talking about. It's so you don't know where to find these. You can't just pop that into Google Earth and like Jacqueline's saying, I need to see the whole lay of the land. I need to see the slope. I want to see if there's flood issues. So what we created, I'll tell you, go check out neighborscoop.com. And that's a site that we created a year ago to solve this problem for us. I have multiple overlays. I can, with a push of a button, it takes the whole outer area, a whole boundary. And we all know too, it's not just 4 points on it. Sometimes there's 19 points. It's all over the place. Takes the whole property outline, pops it into Google Earth Pro so I can really tilt and see the view and get a good idea for slope and things like that. I have what else do I have? I can see roads, um, FEMA, that's what I was gonna say. I have the FEMA flood map overlay, so I can get an idea of that too. I also have all the property information in there. I have phone numbers. We actually now have it uploaded. So I have my seller/owner's phone number with Neighbor Scoop. So check that out. It's awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon's telling you right there too. Go check out Neighbor Scoop. Uh, that's a good one. Hi, Henry. I'm new here in new land. What's the target land size that you look for? I'm a fan of for rural vacant land. 5 to 20, 5 to 40 acres, those sell really well. If you've I'm quoting my partner Steven here. If you've not stood on 5 acres, recently, it looks huge. It's really big. I really think about more what you can afford and what's moving. So, instead of thinking of it this way, I'd say let's pick an area, pick a county, pick a website, even just like Zillow. Put in on the top of Zillow, there's a place to check where you uncheck everything but land. Uncheck houses, uncheck mobiles, uncheck farms, uncheck it all. I want you to just only look at land, and then I want you to look at what's for sale, and I want you to look at what's sold. Play with the dates. I like to go look at what's for sale since the beginning of time. So when you go scroll down there, I leave it where it says any for the time frame. I want to see what's because if something's sitting there for 700 days on market, I want to see that. That makes a difference of properties that I'm looking for. And then on the sold side, there I do go look back, especially COVID times. I personally go look at 6 months what's sold, and I look at 12 months what's sold and get an idea what's moving in the area. I want you to get in, so that's what I want you to see what's moving in an area. Then I want you to see too, and I don't want too much for sale, by the way. I love things selling. I don't want to pull up on Zillow and see chicken pox everywhere for the zip code that I pop in. I don't want to see like 200 properties because I'm not going to compete with that. I'm going to move on. I'm going to the next area. I might just click a little bit area over, just click around and find a good spot. I also want you to look at what's your price. Some people, someone, their budget may be buy for a couple $1,000s right now and build them up. And some of you are like me saying, all right, my budget's buy for 100,000 and sell for 250. So whatever that is for you, and you can play with those numbers, then see what comes back property wise. Excellent question. We in Land Academy are commonly spending, this is where you spend the most time, by the way, is picking the county, downloading the data, scrubbing the data, pricing the offers. And this is stuff I don't want you to outsource. I don't want you to give to VA. No one's going to do it as good as you. You need to get this part right. You've got to get these really good, solid offers in the mail, get the deals back, buy them. We can outsource photographers. We can outsource, even someone following the transaction through. If you're buying it through escrow, we can outsource selling it. I have a lot of people in our world that like, I don't know how to, I'm not a good seller. I buy all kinds of deals. I use a broker. I just throw them to him. He sells them for me. Everybody wins. That's great. Love it. But no one finds the deals like we do, and I can teach you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, I've written this down from a while ago. I hope it's right. 150 million APNs. Sounds about right. Yep, 3144. You got that. Oh, and 26,000 zip codes. Jessica, I trust you. Hello. Let's see here. Here's a question from YouTube. Hi, Jill. Do you factor in zoning before sending mailers or after? For example, SFR vacant land versus multifamily vacant land. When we're this is an excellent question, and this is when we're downloading the data. So I might be looking for rural vacant land. I might be looking for SFRs. I might be looking for X property type, fill in the blank. I might be looking for commercial. Who knows what you're looking for? When you are in RealQuest Pro, this is one of the things that we teach in Land Academy too in our program. When I say we, this is my partner, Stephen Jack Butala. He literally, it's like you see him on the screen going in and showing you all the boxes he's checking and what each category means and why he's doing it to get the results that you're looking for. So excellent question. Yeah, because I'm not going to send this is really important because I don't want to waste money on data, and I don't want to waste money on mail. That's where it really gets expensive, is the mail, not the data. sending out offers to buy gas stations. I'm not gonna touch industrial or gas stations or anything involving EPA. That's just like that's personally out of our comfort zone, stuff that we don't do. So I don't even download the data. That's excellent. Hello, Bill Tanner. Bill says, "What's the best way to use Google Earth? Street view and overhead view?" Oh yeah, I use it all. So that's what's so fun. I do both. So when you're in Neighbor Scoop, so this is what Bill's asking. Okay, I'm looking at our I sent out the mail, the offers came back. I'm 2 states over. I'm in Neighbor Scoop. I put in state, county, APN. I'm looking at the property. I click the button, it picks it up for me and takes it to even a better view. It pops it in Google Earth Pro. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna tilt it. I'm trying to see what the slope is. I need to see, if it's the side of a cliff, I'm gonna know right then and there, and try to find flat buildable spots. And I'll take the little man and drop him down on Google Earth and just, get a good view if it's there and stare at the property. I love it. We do this often on our, every Thursday, we have Land Academy weekly member calls, and we do a section called "Would You Do This Deal?" And Steven and I do that together, and we'll look at the properties and we review the deals if it's our own, and tell you if we would do the deal or not. And if we would do the deal, any extra information you might need to know. If we wouldn't, here's why. Sometimes I love it, but not at this price. We share all that. But good question. Hello, YouTube cash buyer. I love it. For land less than $5,000, how do you close without spending a lot of money in escrow fees? Very good question. I am very comfortable because of the data that I have and the resources that I have to put on my own title agent hat. Thanks to things like I have Title Pro 24/7, which is Black Knight Financial Services source. And then even with my other 2 companies, I can go back and research deeds. I can pull lien reports. I can make sure this who I'm talking to really is the right person. I can see the deed. Yeah, he really did own it for 34 years or whatever it is, and do that work. So if everything checks out and it's in a dollar range that's in my comfort zone, I'll just buy it, do my own deed, send a cashier's check with a deed and a notary to the seller, and now I'm all in for, like, $100 maybe, and then have the notary do the signing of the deed right there. They will hand the seller my envelope with a cashier's check in it, and they will turn around, mail the deed back to me, and then I send it in to be recorded. I don't do it on properties that there's any question on title, like, I'm not sure if it was done right when dad passed, and then it went to mom, so if there's any kind of title issue, then I will make sure I have enough room in the deal to pay for escrow, or if it's over a certain dollar amount, I will automatically just factor that in. That's part of, like, I wanna buy it for 5,000 and sell it for 20. I'm gonna be paying for escrow fees on this one, so that's gonna account for that kinda thing. Also, there's certain if someone's gonna build on a property, say it's a beautiful oceanfront or, I don't know, lakefront property, there's cabins all around, and there's house, 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 your lot right here, they're gonna build on it. They are gonna need title insurance. So I will usually, buy it with title insurance, make it easy on everybody. Awesome. Hi, Kevin Perney. Would love any tips you have on finding good infill lots to flip. Same thing, the same way that we do our due diligence. Find a good area that's moving. I just watched a YouTube video. One of the guys is Meet Kevin. I had never heard of Meet Kevin. So if you've heard of Meet Kevin, I'm curious. He's here in California, and I'm like, I didn't know who this person is. But he did a YouTube video with another guy named Ken. And Ken is doing like big multifamily properties. And what I thought was so interesting is the properties that they're doing right now, this other investor said, it's cheaper for us right now to build than it is to buy these done. And that whatever I didn't get too far into it, but I'm like, I gotta go back and watch this again. and figure out what he's doing. So, because whatever he's doing and buying, I can hook him up. We are, uh, bird dogs. I can go out and whatever property you need, I can find it, and that's what we do for a lot of our land buying customers. Once they buy one from us, they're like, "Okay, Jill, will you please go back and get me 5 more of those, please?" Kind of thing, and I do it for land and I do it for houses too, because we know how to buy 'em right. But I thought that was so interesting, so it made me it just a light bulb went off. I'm like, "Is he talking info lots? Where is he? What kind is he what's he building on? Because I'm gonna go find this guy whatever he needs." That was good, and he's doing the stuff that I don't wanna do, by the way. I don't wanna be a builder. I don't wanna be a contractor. I think Hard Holly is awesome. We were on her show a couple years ago, and she's great, and she really does get into the building part. I will never compete with Hard Hat Holly, but I can totally hook her up with deals and queue them up for her. That's what we do. Let's see. Hello, the gold color on YouTube. I'm in SoCal. Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you hello, you're right by me. I'm in Southern California. Who do you use for a notary, without getting slammed on large signing fees? I usually go to, is it Notary? I think it's notary123.com, and I can usually get a notary for anywhere from 50 to $100 because what I'm doing is so easy. Let me back up. If I'm having a notary go out and complete a transaction for me, it's just a deed, and maybe if there's an extra, affidavit of property value that goes along with it. So it's, you know, 2 documents at the most that they're getting signatures on. That's it, and then they're handing him a check. So it's I can when I call 'em and say, "Hey, it's really easy. There's no financing. It's a cash deal. You're just notarizing Mr. and Mrs. names. They're gonna meet you, in the parking lot at Walgreens," whatever they're doing, what everybody's comfortable with nowadays, "and you'll be in and out of there in 5 minutes." "Oh, okay, great. That'll be $75, Jill." "Okay, great." And then what do? I overnight them a completed deed with a cashier's check, a prepaid return, USPS overnight envelope to them. They get it done, and they send it right back to me, and that's it, and I pay 'em. Hello, Brandon Wong. I think Jack would like to meet Kevin. Oh, he seems data-driven with this analysis. I love it. Yeah. It's funny how lucky I am, and you've got to have or it really helps, let's just say, if you have a data nut in your back pocket. What we do is really data heavy, and it's not that you can't learn it, but it helps if it comes naturally to you. So many people in the Land Academy community come to us as accountants, engineers, we have a lot of doctors, we have pilots, you know, you guys who see numbers really easily, it really comes to you quickly. Everybody can do it though, I promise, 'cause that's not innately who I am. I'm the talker, I'm the seller, I wanna win people over, I wanna get the deals, I want everyone to feel good about selling to me, and I want to feel great about buying from me. That's what I do, and I make friends and do it that way. So, it's interesting. Hello, is Neighbor Scoop yeah, Neighbor Scoop is not Bill's asking, is Neighbor Scoop part of the Land Academy? It is part of the Land Academy tools, but it's a separate, thing because I have 2 different versions. I have Parcel Fact and I have Neighbor Scoop. I would definitely recommend Neighbor Scoop. If you have Parcel Fact, which was version 1, instead of, like, scaring everybody and taking that one down and replacing it with all the new fancy stuff. We just relaunched with a new product and called it Neighbor Scoop. And because it's everything, it's amazing. It's a little funny when you sit there and you pull it up and you look at your house and you pull up and see your name and your phone number and you click around and you see, yeah, that's what I paid, and clicks your neighbors, yeah, that's what they paid, and there's mortgage data in there. It's so interesting. It's all public information right there at your fingertips. So get that one. Oh, thank you very much. Tsunomi86 on YouTube said, "I just want to say that you and Stephen are the best." Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Gold Color on YouTube wrote, "Not quite that easy for the notary for me. I'm sealing up my LLC and trusts and then property buying, so I have lots of signatures." Oh, okay, you're doing different stuff. Yes, I understand. If they're gonna be sitting with you for a couple hours, it's gonna be more than $75. For me, they're in and they're out. And there's nothing to explain, by the way, too. Hey, Carly. Carly Spears says, "When do you get title insurance? Right away after purchase or when there's a buyer?" If I am going through escrow, I'm always doing it for title insurance. If I wasn't doing title insurance, I would close the deal myself. I would do my own deed and do my own recording. So that's when I get title insurance. What is interesting, and you brought up a good point here, Carly, is that you don't have to get title insurance right then. I have had transactions, especially right now, it's coming up at the end of the year. Sometimes sellers will contact us and say, "Hey, I do wanna sell. I will happily take your price, but, it's December 22nd. I gotta get this done in 2020. If you can make it happen in 2020, it's yours." This is common happens. I will quickly buy the property, get the deed, open escrow, and get title insurance into next year if the property needs it, qualifies it for it. He needed to get paid, and that was the terms of the deal, fine, I can do that. You can do it at a later date. So, I am in Irvine. I'm in Irvine, California. I'm familiar with that area too. And you can't find a bathroom for $300,000. What do you best advise to market around? I did send to San Bernardino County. No luck finding any feedback. Thanks. Yeah, don't. You're not married to your area. I mean, you probably still could find some info lots, but in markets like this where it's so built up, so often if you find a piece of dirt, there might be a problem with it. There might be a reason why it's still sitting there because someone would have built a house on it by now. Believe that. So go somewhere else. And I would say, speaking from experience, because I too am sitting in Southern California, my favorite place to buy land is not in Southern California. Northern California, sure, I like that. Go somewhere else. Where are people going? What about Washington? What about Eastern Washington State? What's wrong with that? There's beautiful parts of the country where people are going. Why don't you buy some property there? What about's wrong with, parts of Nevada? What's wrong with New Mexico? What's wrong with South Carolina? There's just so many people all over this country. I have Again, I have members all over the place, Virginia, think outside of DC and where people might be picking up land. You can do the numbers and use the tools, like, just use what's out there right now just to get you start thinking about it. Just even play on Zillow and start looking at what's available, what's been selling, what's moving. Even though it's just a snapshot of what's really going on, it'll give you some insight, and then you can dig a little deeper. Back to the Southern California thing, though. We still will kill it occasionally because we know how to do this. You can buy things in Southern California, at a great price, mark it up. Let me give you some numbers, like Torrance, California. In Torrance, California, which is a hop, skip, and a jump, east of me right now, you things hover around a good average there. So if you find a house for $800,000, which you can, and buy it really fast, mark it up to $900,000 because it's really worth 1.1, 1.2, everybody wins, and it'll sell really fast. So that's the kind of stuff that we look for in Southern California, not so much the land, but I do have there's a member of ours that's doing all kinds of deals, San Diego County, there's places like that that you can target and go for. Great. Oh, sorry, Brandon. I saw that Brandon's like, "Ixnay on the Washington Way. Stop talking about it. Got it." I heard ya. But, but there's so much that you could do. I'd say just when you're looking to look at where people are. Think Seattle, and then look outside of Seattle. Where would people wanna go? Where is everybody living in Seattle right now that doesn't have to be in Seattle? Where might they wanna buy land and build their dream home and breathe and not be, and spread out, not be because now they don't have to, now they don't have to commute. But they could be 2 hours away that if something goes crazy with their internet or, boy, there's some meeting and they have to come into the office, they can drive and get there. We're calling those Zoom cities, so look at something like that. Oh, hello, Jacqueline Trevino. Jacqueline says, "I just closed my first 2 deals with the same seller by cold calling. I would love to know how long that took." Um, since I've been watching Land Academy content, I've sent mail, and I still do some cold calling. Any thoughts on success rate with different strategies? I tell you, I just don't waste my time is so valuable. Um, I I I I'll tell you, I've never cold called in this business ever, and we're going on 16,000 transactions. Steve's never cold called. The only time I might cold call is if I wanna know about the property or, that would be the only thing, like, 'cause I have access to the neighbors' phone numbers. I might call a neighbor to ask for information about it, but I'm not calling to say, "I wanna buy your property." I'll send a neighbor letter. It's so much more efficient to blast 2,000 people at one time and wait for them to call me than to try to sit and call 2,000 people, number 1. Number 2, I don't wanna get in trouble. There are a lot of, laws and rules and regulations about cold calling, even texting, and I don't wanna be subject to that. That's we this is my business. I'm not gonna mess with it, and direct mail, you can, except for the states, you can look them up real quick, easy, and find out. Direct mail is okay, and I think it's respectful too. I like people to get my offer. I never I don't like those calls. It's like when I get even like, I got a newer vehicle and Sirius radio was blowing up my phone. I just don't like those. But if I get a Sirius, which I have, and I did on the last car, when I got my Sirius XM, offer in the mail, I looked at it. So that would be my thoughts with you too. How do you feel when you get those calls versus you get a respectful letter saying, "Hey, here's what we'd like to offer you. Is this something you're interested?" And then you let them know. See here. Hello, YouTube Cash Bar. You have a lot of good questions here. Jill, do you ever convert zoning from residential to commercial? And if so, how much would it cost? Nope, not doing it. The work and the time and the energy is not what I do. I don't. So I'm here to buy it cheaply, mark it up, make it look great, sell it fast, move on. My end user wants to turn it into something great, have at it. If my end user buys it from me, rezones it, spends months or days, whatever it takes, usually it's months, to rezone it, make it great, go I you know, and they make even more money than me, I think that's great. I'm very happy with that. It's not my business model, and it's not something that I'm gonna do. If I was I would only do it if that was my business, I'm trying to buy land because I'm building warehouses or something like that. That'd be the only reason. Mail, yep, mail, 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 it's all mail. Love it. This was great. Okay, one more, we'll get in here, these guys are good. Convert to okay, a few more questions that are popping in. Here, I'll get to these. I love it. Brandon, what do you do from commercial to BMX, Bureau. I don't know what BMX is. And then all I could think was, like, motorcycle BMX or riding or mixed use. I'm not sh I'm still not gonna change the zoning. Our model has been volume and not so much, um, for the most part of my business, let's say that, is volume. And if you can create a system like we do and get these moving, you could have a very nice, easy, happy, fun, set your own hours, life as an investor like me. And then after you get that going, maybe you wanna branch off and do some other things, or you have a buyer that you build a relationship with, and you guys are gonna go off and do some other things. Often, niches will find you. But just when you're getting started, don't make it hard on yourself. Don't think about zoning. Don't even think about subdividing. Just get some mail out, buy some great property, mark it up, make some money, and then when you're staring at a couple $100,000 in the bank and you wanna, make some different decisions, that's what I would do. Thank you. I feel like I know you and see because I listen to you every morning when I'm walking. That's so great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I have a funny story. I'll end on this. I got we had a brand new member. Shucks, I think it's David, in Land Academy, and I just was catching up my LinkedIn profile today, and I was going through and looking at my friend requests and, saying hello and, to the and accepting the people that I know, and I sent a little note back to this person. I'm like, "Oh, hey, this is cool. Glad you're here." He was like, "Whoa, Jill, you just scared me," because he happened to be in the middle of watching, our videos, yeah, on Land Academy. I think he even says he's on chapter 13. I'm like, "Oh, this is so good." He's like, "It's a little spooky. I'm watching you right now." I'm like, "That's pretty cool." I think that's awesome. So thank you very much. I want you this is part of why I'm doing this too. We are real people. We are not gonna get that big. We want to our whole goal for Stephen and I, especially going into 2021, keep this small, keep this intimate. We are introducing accountability groups that we're gonna be personally involved in. We're gonna be, creating some special consulting packages that involve us, mm, and so we can really get you where you need to be. All I want is more like-minded people like me finding great deals, and we're all helping each other, funding each other's deals, and bigger and better together. That's why we're here. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays from all of us at Land Academy. I am Jill DeWitt, co-founder of Land Academy, here to get you started. That's the hardest part. Jill DeWitt from Land Academy here with 4 quick announcements. First, for members, number 1, you asked, we listen. Accountability groups are coming your way in 2021. There's going to be a couple levels. One of them is going to be 10 weeks long. We have a special Discord chat area for you, and it's going to be awesome. Number 2, starting in January, every member will get 1,000 records free of ownership data to download each and every month. Our way of giving back to you. Number 3, we have a special arrangement with land-listings.com. It's a new member, a new place for you to post your property. So watch your email, great stuff. And finally, the big thing for everyone who's not a member, now's the time. We are bringing back our pricing from when we originally launched in 2015. We have never done this before. So use the code THROWBACK, THROWBACK, and you get right now, and this is it through the end of the month or through the end of the year, for $1,097. And that includes your first month membership. Again, we've never done this before. We want to say goodbye to 2020 also with you, and excited and here to help you have a phenomenal 2021.